What's good, sports family? Breaking news in the NFL. We have a trade between the Carolina Panthers and the Philadelphia Eagles. This is not a big trade, but it's a tiny trade. So let's get into it. So the Philadelphia Eagles received Andy Dalton, 38-year-old quarterback and a veteran. As you guys know, been in the league for a long time. And the Carolina Panthers received a 2027 7th round pick. So, like I said, not a big trade, but it's something. And the reason why both of these teams made the trade is that the Eagles, they needed a veteran quarterback behind Jalen Hurts. They lost Sam Howell in free agency and wanted a more experienced and steady quarterback behind, Jalen Hurts, in case, Hurts gets injured or whatnot. Dalton brings 16 years in the NFL and has started about 169 career games, giving Philly a reliable insurance option. Now, the second one is pretty much, Tanner McKee, my apologies, is still developing. He's not a veteran quarterback. He still needs room to grow. They want to throw him into a game that if Jalen Hurts gets injured, his development stops and he goes downhill. They don't want that. They want him to still develop into a stable quarterback so that when his time is called, he can definitely step in and help the team grow. So we have that one. And then third one is that cost was extremely low. Philadelphia only gave up about 2027 7th round draft pick, pretty much the cheapest possible price for a stable veteran quarterback. So that's why the Philadelphia Eagles made the trade. Now, as for the Panthers, they no longer needed him after signing Kenny Pickett. They signed Kenny Pickett in the offseason. They didn't really need Andy Dalton anymore. And, they have someone who can back up Bryce Young. They don't really need Andy Dalton. Now, the second one is that they had been getting trade calls all offseason for Andy Dalton. Multiple teams, especially my New York Jets, was interested in Andy Dalton, and the Philly just ended up giving them, I guess, a better trade. And then last but not least, Dalton was a veteran backup, not part of their long-term plan. He spent 3 seasons in Carolina, mostly a backup for Bryce Young, really and when needed, with a younger quarterback room in place. Carolina chose to get a pick rather than keep 38-year-old quarterback, which is pretty interesting. Now, bottom line, the Eagles wanted a steady, experienced quarterback too behind Hurts. Dalton fit perfectly at a really good price. And Panthers had Pickett plus Young and no long-term need for Dalton, moved on for value. Now, this was his stats for this past season for 2025. He only played 4 games. Completion and attempts 25 of 37, complete percentage 67.6, passing yards 293, yards per attempt 7.9, touchdowns 1, interception 1, longest pass 33 yards, sack 8, which is one of it was a 54-yard loss, if I'm correct on that, and pass rating is an 89.1. Now, also rushing 5 attempts, negative 2 yards per carry, negative 0.4, and no rushing touchdown. So yeah, pretty quick video we're doing today. So, Panthers didn't really need Dalton anymore. He might retire another year or two, depending on how long he plays. Might as well get a draft pick out of it. The Eagles want a veteran quarterback behind Hurts for now. Let the younger quarterback develop still. And yeah, it's a pretty chill trade, you want to say. I mean, nothing major. Now, who won this trade? Who lost this trade? I think both won because the Eagles didn't have to spend a lot of money in the offseason for a veteran quarterback. They got someone for really cheap. And they only gave up a draft pick. As for the Panthers, they got rid of Dalton. They didn't really need him, and they got a draft pick. So I think both won. Now, if you want me to, choose one, since I'm always saying both teams won, I'll say the Panthers are this one because Dalton might retire soon. They get a draft pick, so a much younger guy comes into an organization. And it looks like the Eagles may not really use Dalton. So it's like, I guess Panthers won it in a way, wanted me to choose, but yeah. That's it, guys. That's it for the video. Let me know who you think won this trade, who lost this trade. Do you think Andy Dalton will play this year? And yeah, I'll see you guys next video.